Roger. I'd like to know. Well, you haven't lost since the U.S. Open, and is still the biggest regret of your year the match point that you had to play that you didn't make against Djokovic? That is one question. And also I'd like to know, before Tsonga said that you have won everything, your career is perfect, but you're missing the Olympic Games and the Davis Cup. Is the Davis Cup a priority for you, or is not anymore?
No, I mean, I said it. I don't think the match against Novak was my biggest disappointment of the season. It wasn't the finals, so I felt like my chances were there as much at the French Open against Rafa. I mean, that would have been an amazing accomplishment to beat Rafa in the finals of the French Open. So I look back on that one, maybe with a few more regrets. I know I was 1 point away from getting to the U.S. Open final, but it all happened in a moment, and it was past. But I think for me the most important is that the reaction I show after losses like this, because it was a tough loss, like you mentioned. It was one that hurt. It was one that makes you wonder how in the world can I end up losing this match. But Novak had such great momentum going that season that you just felt like it was his season. But to bounce back and not lose a match from that moment on, I think shows again how tough I am and the right decisions I can take. I also lost to Joe twice in a row at Wimbledon and in Montreal, and now I beat him 4 straight times. And these are the kinds of reactions I expect from myself. And so to come through and prove it to myself was a great feeling. And then look, I don't know, I always have to explain myself, but I don't have a sheet where I say I have to achieve everything, I really don't. Would I take all these accomplishments? Yes, I would. But do I love winning 6 World Tour finals? Yeah, I love it equally. And the effort that goes into all of this is equally big. And every tournament I play in some ways is a priority for me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be playing. I don't play 35 tournaments. I play a certain amount where I know I can perform well. And if the Olympics and Davis Cup and all these things are part of it, that's great, But right now, I'm just happy the season's over, and I'm happy the season went well. And in some ways, I can't believe another season is over, but I'm happy I'm still strong and healthy and really excited for next year.
Roger, congratulations. I think World Tour Finals equals Grand Slam as a major title event value. So, now you have Grand Slam title record 16 and now Masters record number 6. So how satisfaction do you have holding both records?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I'm extremely happy and extremely proud. I still don't feel like I'm better than Pete Sampras or even Lendl for that matter. I still believe that they are one of the all-time greats to play the game, and I'm just happy to be compared to them. And I'm actually happy that they are mentioned while I'm doing this, because they have done amazing things in our sport, and sometimes legends do get forgotten rather quickly, which is unfortunate. So for me to hear that we are talking about Pete and Ivan and other great players is, I think, great for the sport and great for them. I mean, that I hold both records, sure, I'm very happy about that. I'm proud because I know the effort that has gone into that. It's longevity. It's something that you can't just do over a short period of time. And I used to be famous for not being consistent, and I think this one proves to me that I was able, and proves to maybe many people that if I can't be, maybe many other people can be successful and for a long period of time as well, because I thought that was a very difficult thing to achieve.
Roger, talking about when you had that mental freshening up during your break, just wondered, I mean, did you speak to anyone? Did you go back and look at your old matches? What was the kind of process that you went through when you got over those doubts you've been having?
Was a lot, talking to Severin and Paul and Pierre and so forth, my team, obviously my wife as well, and just going through things, how they are going on tour, how I would like them to be, everybody bringing their own ideas and giving their own opinions, because in some ways winning solves everything. So when you do lose, a lot of more problems come out, and you see actually more problems than there actually are. It's like in the press room, not everybody can win the tournament, so they say you played poorly just because you lost, and I don't always agree with that. And it's the same thing sometimes in a team that can create that vibe, in a team. So for me, it was important to take a step back and sort of have that, bird's view from up top and just say, where am I right now in my year? It's been a good year. I know that I've been playing well, I've been healthy, and when is finally all this hard work going to pay off? And I just had to stick with it and and have the right mindset, which I then had, obviously, coming back.
Roger, what exactly were the doubts at that time?
So, nothing that I can put my finger on. It was just a matter of trying to find something or nothing, at least think it through. I always said I was going to play full on until the US Open and see where my ranking is going to be at after the US Open, see where my health is, where how much more I'm going to have left for this year, and then also looking ahead of next year with the Olympics coming around. It's going to be a different type of season, so I had to kind of look ahead for that as well, how I wanted to manage my schedule. And that was it, really. I mean, it was in some ways simple, but a tough choice to make, not going to Asia. I was disappointed not being able to do that, but there was so many reasons not to do it that it was the only right decision this year, and I hope to be back again in Asia next year, but I'm happy it's kind of paid off for the end of the season.